for Niger Delta communities where end oil theft and pipelines vandalism faster in the region. Imami, an investor in the oil and gas sector, stated this while speaking with newsmen at the State House Abuja after meeting with President Bola Tinubu on a number of issues affecting his homeland in Warri. This is just as the Shekiri chief said oil theft has drastically reduced to about 80% as a result of the effort of the communities in the state. Asked how the oil-producing communities are collaborating with the federal government to nip oil theft in the bud, Imam has said that the effort of relevant stakeholders in the areas has contributed to the drastic reduction of oil theft.
All right, thank you. First, my name is Chief Ayirimi Imami from Delta. Sometimes not, he has the minister to go and put up his memo and come back on how they can go about it. Crude oil, the pipe that's giving problem in the bar mouth. So he says it's going to go across to GMD so that they will see it, they will look at it and how they can relocate the pipe so that proper dredging can be carried out for vessel to flow into warriors. So those are basically the issues why I came to see Mr. President.
Did you also discuss cocoa port and other things with you?
Yeah, definitely. Once you talked about Warri Port, you definitely talk about cocoa port, supply port. But once that bar mouth is being sorted out, because that's where the problem is. Because no matter, if you don't relocate those pipes, no matter the amount of dredging, the sweeping you'll be doing, it still remains the problem. And the marketers around that area, those of us that have facility around that area, we suffered a lot. So it needs to see what they can do. And he has promised that he's going to call the Minister for Petroleum and see what they can do immediately with the GMD. Currently, I know from Delta, I can speak around Delta State that the issue of oil theft is drastically going down. It's about 80 to 90%, what's it called? Reduced, because the company handling the job at the moment, and some of us are involved, and the job is being handled properly, and to some extent we are doing good in Delta. So the community too, some of these communities, the actors are being carried along. So, but we still want them to do more, not just giving contracts. These people need good road, good water, electricity. You understand? When those things are in place, all these other one, good hospital in those environments, you won't believe if you go to somewhere like Escravos, the shore problem. So we need to sit down with the PIA, we need to sit down to see.
The Deputy Governor nominee of Ondo State, Olayide Owolabi Adelami, is expected to appear before the State House of Assembly on Thursday for screening. Adelami, who is the former Deputy Clerk of the National Assembly, was nominated by Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa to be his deputy on Wednesday. The date of a screening was confirmed in a statement by Olatuji Oshati, Chairman House Committee on Information. It said the name of the Deputy Governor nominee was received from the Governor on Wednesday by the Speaker, Right Honorable Olamide Oladiji, on behalf of the House. The statement added that on receiving the letter on behalf of other lawmakers in his office, Oladiji noted that the Governor's action is in line with Section 191, subsection 3, B and C of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended. Adelami, who hails from Owo, the hometown of the late Governor Rotimi Akeredolu. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has called on the Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security, ICCS, to pay attention to the potentials for disruptive behavior by some candidates and their supporters ahead of the forthcoming by-election and rerun election scheduled to hold on February 3rd, 2024. The INEC chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, stated this at the first quarterly meeting where the ICCEs held at the INEC headquarters in Abuja ahead of the forthcoming February 3rd rerun and by-election across the country. While noting election to be a multi-stakeholder responsibility, the INEC both challenged the security agencies to live up to its responsibility and make the environment conducive for the conduct of the election, raising concerns about the prevailing insecurity in parts of the country and its ability to affect the conduct of the elections. Professor Yakubu further noted that the conduct of isolated elections such as by-elections and rerun elections could be very challenging. This act of thuggery could disrupt several severely disputed locations and later affect the determination of the conduct of the 2023 election. The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, disclosed that the police is on top of the situation to ensure a peaceful conduct of the election, stressing that adequate deployment of personnel will be made available to ensure safety of electoral materials and officials as well as the electorate. Meanwhile, the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, was represented by Azan Abdullahi, disclosed that ICCES has conducted a strength assessment and ready to deploy adequate policy security agents accordingly towards the success of the election.
I warmly welcome you all. Being our first meeting of the year, it is appropriate to wish you a happy new year as we prepare for elections holding next weekend. There are two categories of elections. First are the by-elections arising from the death or resignation of members of the National and State Houses of Assembly, affecting 2 senatorial districts, 4 federal constituencies, and 3 state constituencies. The second category is the rerun elections by order of the Election Petition Appeal Tribunals. In my remarks at the Commission's extraordinary meeting with leaders of political parties last month, I reported that the elections affect 35 national and state constituencies. Since then, 4 additional orders of the Court of Appeal have been served on the Commission in respect of the Yabo Shagari Federal Constituency of Sokoto State, the Madara Chinede State Constituency in Bauchi State, as well as Kudang and Kauruchawai State Constituencies in Kaduna State. This brings the total number of affected constituencies to 39, which translates to 2.6% of the 1,491 constituencies for which elections were conducted nationwide in the 2023 general election.
As the lead agency in election management, will be providing security alongside with other security agencies for this election. We are aware of the challenges associated with the conduct of isolated elections, and I want to assure Nigerians that we are on top of the situation. We have conducted threat analysis in all the 26 states where election is going to take place, and we are going to deploy according to the threat assessment. We are also going to deploy adequately and massively for this election, just like we did in the last off-season election in the 3 states. I want to assure Nigerians that this election that is coming is going to be conducted hitch-free. We are going to ensure safety of officials who are going to be deployed for the elections. We are going to ensure safety of the electorates who are going to come out to vote on the day of election. We will ensure safety of election materials. We are aware of all our responsibilities, and we are already placed ahead of this election, and we are going to ensure that this election is conducted free and fair. Thank you.
Of ISIS for their doggedness during the polls. The President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces has always posited that the ability of security agencies to maintain law and order, protect lives and property, and ensure the safety of voters, electoral officials,